I went to the washing machine 4 minutes ago and it said 9 minutes remaining. Okay. So I go to it now, 4 minutes later, and it says 7 minutes remaining. Yeah, sure. Take your time. I'm in no rush. In the past 50 minutes now, 50 or so, whatever, you don't care about how long it took me, do you? I was wondering about quite a number of things. First off, that my struggle here on, well, struggle, more like effort to become famous or something, just make something out of my channel, is pointless because of how the algorithm works, and that it's currently still, and it looks like it's gonna be headed only in the direction, this YouTube thing is gonna be headed only in the direction of the big keep on getting bigger and the small fade into oblivion. And how I just am disinterested in newer releases, and I'm starting to feel disinterested in games as a general because the newer releases let me down, and because there's no games being made that I would be interested in. It's like companies think that RTS is dead, companies think that single player is dead. I would say quite the contrary. Single player is not dead, and it's amazing, and it's having the living hell modded out of it. It's just that if you don't release a good base for modding and a good experience, it's gonna fade into oblivion. And you know, I would buy a good single player game if, however, and that's becoming, I think, a global trend, because it's so easy to go on YouTube and type in, or on Google Omegalol, by the way, go on Google and search for what shitty thing has a company of X, Y, or Z name done this time. And I don't know, when I was looking at the Outer Worlds, I initially thought it was gonna be amazing, gonna be a blast playing it, if I buy it. Epic Game Store came and said, "Hi, you thought I wouldn't get my hands on this? Well, yoink, mine now." And I just became disappointed with the game, and now I don't want to hear of it. And it's like that with most of the games of a AAA now. Modern Warfare looks good, sounds good, seems like it's gonna be a good game. Activision comes in. Exclusivity on a play mode, which I was told is, you know, shit anyway, so not much missed out. Seems like Activision took a step back there and made sacrifices, even though they're still cutting off a part of the game, and they're gonna be releasing a season pass. But I digress. It's like, I'm becoming disinterested in games because those that make the big games that should be fun and aren't games. Sure, you can play it, but a lot of the time it's either a slot machine or a pay to play, or sometimes even pay to win. And is that really a game at that point, when it's designed to keep you keep breaking your immersion? It's like, look at all the games back in the day. Like, well, not even that far in the day. I'm not an old timer, I'm not a boomer, but something like Fallout New Vegas. Never ever is there a point in the base game where it takes you out of the immersion by showing you a large sign above a bar or something of that sort, or in your inventory sending you a message of low on inventory space, $4.99, we gotcha. Or I don't know, you want to fast travel? $4.99, we got you again. Never ever was there anything of that sort that would take you out of the immersion, out of the experience. Now what do you get in the single players? Buy this, buy that, bring up your wallet and your credit card. It's like, no wonder single players are dead when you do this kind of shit and then still expect people to want to play your game. Needless to say, they're made to be grindy, and as everyone else says, they create artificial problems, or they leave in the problems that they discovered during playtesting so that they can sell you back the solution later. And I don't even know who buys these games nowadays, but a large enough percentage of the population still does for them to keep on making them every once in a while. Now that that's out of the way. Oh, and RTS. Real-time strategies. I would love a good real-time strategy. You know, to this day, even though I don't actively play it, I play it only when I want to record because I became disinterested in the other play modes of the custom section. Because, well, point A, I get that when it's custom, it's not gonna have as much fidelity, it's not gonna be as complete as something that the developer team, full-size developer team of Warcraft 3 would make. Sometimes it's just one person working on a custom mode, sometimes it's 2, 3, or, you know, a small group working on a play mode. I get that. And it's not going to be as complete or as polished or anything, but a lot of the time, what you get offered when you go into the custom game section is a promise that if you keep on playing long enough, the creator might just become interested in working on the thing more. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but if you look at Lorder on the Aftermath, these macro maps, Calendar, the Aftermath, whatever fucking Aftermath or Foremath exists, or tower defenses and the like, it's all rather simple in what it offers. It offers you a promise. First is the promise of having fun while playing, because having so many units to manage and having these awesome historic moments, and look how it's connected to Warcraft, and it's totally trying to be immersive while still leaving these fucking control points, aka objective circles that you have to hit every once in a while to get resources, not having any resource collection except for lumber sometimes, and then getting shit on by a different player because they just have better events. Lol, deal with it. That's not really my kind of thing. Neither RTDs or really RPGs for that matter, because all the time they just aren't to my taste, even though I like RPGs. And I don't really play Warcraft for the B reason. I just played so much of it that I think I have Warcraft fatigue. I think that's where I was going to go after I explained the A point. That I don't feel that it's not the fault of the people, it's just that I don't really like the custom game section because it's just I'm not having enough fun for the time spent. Or even see quality for playing, whatever. So I just become disinterested in Warcraft, which is an RTS, but I love RTSs. Red Alert 3, StarCraft 2, what else is there? I've played many over the course of time, but I can't remember all of them. I played some browser RTSs even. Well, RTSs? No, they were turn-based, right. And some other turn-based, okay, like Heroes of Might and Magic 5 and Heroes of Westnoth. I came to know that game through Linux, but I digress. It's like, I would love a good RTS, but the companies won't make one, and even if they do, there will be things that will be taking you out of immersion. Oh, I also played some Command and Conquer, the one which many seem to hate, where you have the command walkers. And it's like, RTSs would be great, just make a good one. But to ask that of a AAA company these days is virtually unreal. Impossible, even. It's like, games could still be fun. It's like, people in my not vicinity or surrounding area, but that I talk to at times say that, oh, you're enjoying games less because you've grown out. It's like, no. I would disagree. I would say that I'm enjoying games less because they're made to be less fun, and they're supposed to be tugging away at your sleeve and mainly at the part of your coat where the wallet is, if you get my point. I really would get interested in or sold on the promise of a game being good if I get shown good enough footage, and the company behind it doesn't seem to be interested in doing anything shit, really. Which I thought Outer Worlds was going to be. But I'll use it as an example that if just a company, if there's even a slight hint of a company wanting to do something that seems to be the trend for other companies, but the absolute no-go, well, absolute no-go, let's say, well, yeah, sure, let's call it absolute no-go for many players. I wouldn't say majority because I don't know any numbers, but I would say it is generally taken as a negative thing. In this case, let's say partnering with the Epic Games Store and then having your game go exclusive in exchange for money. Why do that? It's like, sure, as I said initially with some decisions of other companies, do you know how an avalanche could start? It's a bit of a tremor somewhere at near the top of a hill covered in snow. Starts off small, and then it ends really big. How does it go with a rock slide? Something similar, at least in the movies, cartoons. A few small rocks start going down the hill, and then smash into bigger rocks, and then it's a disaster. It's like these kinds of things, even though they aren't really small, like making your game exclusive or partnering with something to make it exclusive, or announcing that your game, Fallout 76, will have no NPCs and that it's going to be an always online, or saying that, I don't know, this game is going to have 1-year exclusivity on a play mode, which is a part of the game, but you're still paying the full price. They're really not small things, but in the larger scope of events, they are just small things, starters. And when I see something like that, I become disinterested in what a company has to offer. It's like, yeah, you obviously do not care enough about what the people that might play your game think of any of these things. You've done it for the money, sure, but aren't you gonna get money from us as well? It's like, why do you need all this extra money if you already have a lot of money of your own and you're gonna get even more? With outsourcing nowadays, it seems that game development isn't nearly as expensive as it was back in the day. Now, it depends game to game, engine to engine, development team to development team, and management to management. But I would imagine that surely just the amount of money that the buyers spend will be enough to, make more than what you spent on developing the game, and have enough to make another game, and have enough to pay your employees, your outsourced companies, and whatever. So the small stone is like doing something that everyone hates, and then I just become disinterested because later down the line it just snowballs into really a avalanche of crap. What was the next thing that I wanted to talk about? I don't know. The washing machine is done. It beeped around 2 minutes ago. I don't know, I feel like I missed out on something. I can't really remember what was it, but I'm sure that if I remember it, I'll record it in the upcoming thing that you see on screen. I don't know. You see, I'd want to get more views, I'd want to this, I'd want to that, but on YouTube it's not really possible. Because how do you get more views? How do you increase the viewer watch time? Either by having many viewers, that seems to somehow drive other people to watch when you have a lot of views on a video, or make it so that people watching can interact with other people watching, which is the premise of a stream on Twitch, where I really, as of lately being the past few months, sometimes watch a person stream just because of the chat. He's not really that entertaining or even that good at games. Sure, he's good at Counter-Strike with one gun. Anyone can do that. And he can sometimes pull off crazy shit in games, but if I want to watch that, I'll watch a compilation. You know? If I want to watch an edited video, that's fun only once when I watch it. Every subsequent time it's going to be less and less fun. It's like, YouTube as a platform is dead. I think we can agree on that, but even though it's a stinking, rotten corpse that's, you know, still holding on to the railings, still not on the ground yet, it's... Which way is it gonna go? Not many have left YouTube, but not all that many are, you know, growing on YouTube, or even rising to prominence. Still the same old faces. Rather, in my opinion, mostly boring faces. However energetic they are, however interesting of a personality they may have. I don't know, it's so boring. I guess my content is too, because, you know, here I am with a pretty dark webcam in the bottom left, which I think is better because it's smooth, rather than the bright one which has like 20 frames per second, with no gameplay in the background, just the screen of a mission. Oh, and about the thing, which you probably didn't watch, because I think there's a split in that. Let's do it like this. These are you who watch my various content, and these are you who watch my Warcraft only content, and that's not really an even split, but I think that there's a high chance that you watching this right now haven't seen that video, so I'll talk about it. In the more nonsense video, where I talked about that I sometimes feel absolutely opposite to what I usually am, there could be a more nuanced discussion about that, of course. I said it was only momentary. First of all, even though they just sit in front of a camera and read something out loud, they A, save you time because you don't have to read it yourself and gather it all up yourself. They being the commentators that commentate onto the latest happenings. B, they usually trace something to its very end and even past that. C, they add their opinion to it. A big portion of the time, not always though. And D, I don't know, you can browse their comment sections for interesting comments, and you can have a laugh that way. So that's that. I seriously feel like I forgot something. Oh yeah, right. Well, no, not what I forgot, but I was thinking of moving over to Twitch, but I don't think I could succeed there. It seems that everything these days is Twitch or bust, or have a several 100,000 view-sized videos on YouTube to be able to do this full time. Oh well, enough of this. Off to the washing machine I go, and I'll continue with this soon enough.